This is a special edition. We're doing a special series of episodes here where I'm introducing you to some incredible people because they're all a part of a compilation book that my partner Jake Fowler and I put together called Hunger for the Hustle. And we are interviewing all of the authors. So you get a chance, a little bit of an insight into how brilliant and amazing these people are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another special edition of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. My name is Michael Bridgman, but you already knew that. And you are here today to witness something fantastic. I get the privilege, the opportunity of interviewing another one of our amazing 28 authors in the Hunger for the Hustle compilation book. Her name is Catherine Molloy. She comes all the way from Australia to visit with us today. And her story is an epic one. Her and I will jump into it in just a second. But Catherine, thank you so much for joining me on today's show.
Hey, great to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to get this book out there. So December the 3rd is the launch date. And your story, Catherine, inside the pages of this book is such an epic one. It's so amazing. Walk our audience through just a little teaser. Give us a little appetizer of what it is your story is all about.
I guess it really is about life, isn't it? You know, 1 minute you're up there and then the next minute something happens, maybe even outside of your control that takes you crashing down. Mm-hmm. And it's about starting again and how that feels in midlife. And that's, you know, if I can do it, then I know anyone can do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you and your family, you went through, to put it mildly, a financial roller coaster from hell, really. Just a phenomenal upward swing and everything was going well. And then boom, crashing back down again. But your story tells us that you don't have to give up even when you're reaching the bottom part of that roller coaster. Right, Catherine?
Yeah, I truly believe you do two things in life. One through inspiration, and the second thing is through desperation. And what we know is inspiration doesn't always lead to action.
Right.
However, desperation generally does. So just the thought of the GFC coming, I think, was enough to send my husband into a bit of a spin. And usually I just love plan A because plan A, you throw yourself into it, it's going to work. But with John, we had a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Okay, yeah.
However, he went to plan D, which was becoming very unwell and not ever being able to go back to work.
Right.
So during that time in the GFC, he felt we needed to sell everything so he'd feel better. And in actual fact, selling everything in the GFC means you lose a lot of money. So everything we really worked towards disappeared. We had properties tied up in the business. We had properties tied up in the business. And of course, they all had to sell at a loss. So we lost well over $1 million and all the investments that we had.
Wow.
So it was really about starting again. And this time I started on purpose.
And when you're at that bottom part, Catherine, tell us what was one of the key factors, one of the key kernels of wisdom that you can just share real quick here. I mean, you need to go read the chapter, ladies and gentlemen. You need to go read the chapter to get all the details. But what's a key kernel of wisdom that pulled you forward after this big loss in your life?
Believing in myself, having hope and having faith. And I think one of the hardest things was, you know, seeing my husband that morning when I woke up and I saw him at the bottom of the bed. And it's those moments in life where, you know, nothing will ever be the same again. Like you have no idea what's going to happen, but you know the life as you knew it was no longer going to be there.
Right.
That's a very big turning point.
Goodness gracious. So then when people read your story and everything else, they have a little bit of an idea as to where you were at that point. But where have you got to now, Catherine? Like what is Catherine Molloy up to? I know you've got some really cool stuff. Living your life on purpose has led to some amazing, amazing things for you. So give our audience a little bit of an insight as to where you've now got to since where you were.
Wow. Well, I started a training company because my heart was in customer service. I thought everyone needed it. this is where I'm going to begin, and 10% of our profits is going to charity. And very quickly, so many people didn't want customer service, even though I believe every business needs it every year. They wanted leadership and management. So we talk about pivoting. I don't like going around in circles, but I quickly changed what I was doing and went into our management leadership, but brought our customer service into that. It's a very important skill.
Yep.
And then in my first year, we sold over $1 million in training products and services. And then we grew to 18 staff. By about 2014, I started speaking internationally. And then as the business grew, we got into working in China, working in India, with our soft skills in Australia. And then I sold that business and stayed on the speaking circuit, where I could reach many people very quickly. And then I was asked to write a book.
Love it.
I didn't want to write a book. Everyone writes a book. Who wants to read my book? The interesting thing was, I was paid to write the book by Hachette. And because I was speaking globally, I really wanted to be able to get it internationally. And they said, it'll take at least 3 years to see how the book goes. Well, just before the book was due to be published in 2018, it was bought by Orion Books in UK, who published Harry Potter.
Okay.
And they took it international and made it Business Book of the Year for 7 Dials in UK. So then it's been translated in traditional Chinese, Vietnamese, Taiwanese. So it's making its way around the world. And Amazon has sent to our publishers that they want to promote it now in America as well. So that's kind of exciting. So anything is possible once you believe in yourself, believe in what you've done, and how you can help other people. That's what I truly believe.
Oh, I love it, Catherine. That is so fantastic and so wonderful. It's, in your story, and I mean, along with all of the other 27 other stories, but they're all just such incredible tales, especially yours, of going, a lot of people, I guess I should reframe this a little bit. A lot of people struggle, share their stories in the book about their own personal struggle, like what exactly was personally and some adversity they faced. But what's beautiful about yours is that you're a really strong person, but some of the adversity you faced was a family adversity. Like it wasn't just you. It was also helping your husband sort of, work through some of the counter that he was having and the difficulties he was having and through some of his challenges and stuff. And so I think that's amazing, because it's not always just about us. Like, it's not always just about what we're going through. There's so often a part of the people around us that are a big part of that journey as well.
Look, I truly believe, and when it comes to mental wealth, when we are doing things just for us, it doesn't always work so well. If I wasn't doing this for my children, to keep my children in their house and at their school, and to help my husband to get better, by the way, we're still together 30 years later. And he helps me in my business, which is wonderful. But if it wasn't for that, and then on top of that, putting in a charity, so that I was striving not just for us, but for others, and now we help 200 orphans around the world. That's what really made the difference. That's what allowed me to be able to work 7 days a week to lift this business off the ground. Right. Now, I'm not going to tell you I'm great with tax, because I kept telling the accountant and my husband, I'm bringing in a lot of money. And yet by the time it got to tax time and they looked at it, we ended up having to pay $400,000 in tax from my first year of work. So that was the first time I really had some water coming out of my eyes.
Sure. There's a bill that you don't expect. My goodness. Wow.
Something you don't expect.
Perfect. Okay, so if people want to read your story, if they want to get their hands on your tale, Catherine, they get that opportunity on December the 3rd coming up in just over a week's time or so, just under a week's time, December the 3rd. And in the link below, there's a link below. If you go down there, you can see a link to our Facebook group. This is our exclusive Facebook launch group. So you can join that group right now and jump on board. You can find out all about how to join the launch party, what cool gifts you can get for buying the book at what is a crazy price point on December the 3rd, the launch day. And you can get the digital copy of the book on December the 3rd, and you can join that launch party. So go down below, click on that Facebook group link, and join us for that. It would be amazing to have you there. Now, Catherine, just before we wrap things up, share with us just a little bit about why you're excited about this particular project, and why you're excited to be a part of the Hunger for the Hustle movement.
Wow. Well, I know most of you have done a lot of work with Les Brown. I haven't yet, but I do watch his videos. And what happened was I was actually, because I'm a speaker coach and I help other people now get their message up on stage and do it with stagecraft and understand their body language, how to create win-wins. I was actually working with one of your authors in America. And when we started sharing stories, he said, this is such an amazing story that we would love to have this in Hunger for the Hustle. And that's how it happened. I always talk about this day and age is about connections and the people that you meet. So I'm so excited to meet so many amazing people in this book, and to not only share a story, but to learn to read. So many people out there today that think times are tough, we can't get through this, that we can show them the way that you can. And so many people told me, you can't do that, Kath, you wouldn't be able to do this. Even my husband said I couldn't go in and run the business. And within 2 weeks, I sold properties on one day, 5 in a week, and it was a record for the company. So no matter what anyone says, just believe you have the resources to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Love it, Catherine. Love it. Thank you so much. Well, as I said before, it's been an honor and a privilege to have you a part of the book, and it's such a joy to work with you. You're just awesome. So I want to thank you so much for your time and being a part of the Hunger for the Hustle book. And for all of you watching, go down below, click on that Facebook group link, join the group, and join us on December the 3rd for the launch event. Grab the book for a crazy, crazy discounted price. Get the digital copy. Get all sorts of cool bonuses and gifts when you buy it on December the 3rd, and help us reach international bestseller status. Put it up there. So thank you so much for watching another episode of the special edition episode of Hunger for the Hustle. I have been Michael Bridgman. She has been Catherine Molloy, and you have been awesome. So thank you so much for watching this, and we will see you on the next episode. Ciao for now.